Once upon a time, in a beautiful forest surrounded by misty mountains, there lived three best friends. First, there was Liora the fox, clever and quick. She always had smart ideas to solve problems. Then there was Bramble the bear, strong and kind-hearted. He was always ready to protect his friends. And finally, there was Apollo the peacock, with his shimmering feathers and beautiful voice. Apollo loved to sing and admired his own beauty. Every day, they played near a bubbling brook, sharing stories and enjoying each other's company. But one summer, something terrible happened. A wildfire started in the forest. The flames grew bigger and bigger, and the animals had to run for their lives. The three friends stood together, watching the fire grow closer. Smoke filled the air, and the forest creatures were running in all directions. They knew they had to act fast. Apollo ruffled his shimmering feathers nervously. "We can't stay here. The fire will catch up to us. Can't we go somewhere far away? Somewhere where the fire can't follow us?" Leora's sharp eyes scanned their surroundings until she spotted a wide river nearby. She flicked her tail confidently. "That's it! If we can cross that river, we'll be safe. The fire can't follow us there." Bramble looked at the rushing water with concern. "The current is too strong for Apollo to fly across, or for me to swim while carrying both of you." Apollo tilted his head and suddenly brightened. "Wait! I remember seeing an old raft by the riverbank. If we work together, we can fix it and use to cross it." Leora's ears perked up at the idea. "Perfect! But we'll need to fix it first. It's probably falling apart. Let's gather some vines to tie it together and make it sturdy." Leora quickly took charge, assigning tasks to her friends. "Bramble, you're the strongest. Pull the raft out of the mud and push it closer to the water. Apollo, use your sharp eyes to find long vines we can use as ropes. I'll gather branches to patch up any holes." Bramble nodded and lumbered over to the riverbank. With a grunt, he dug his paws into the mud and dragged the old raft onto firmer ground. The wood creaked under its weight, but held together. Apollo fluttered around nearby trees, plucking long vines with his beak and claws. Meanwhile, Leora gathered sturdy branches and sticks to reinforce the raft's frame. She worked quickly, tying everything together with Apollo's vines, while Bramble helped tighten each knot up with his powerful paws. Finally, after some hard work, the raft looked much sturdier than before. The friends paddled carefully as the river roared around them. Bramble used his strength to push against the current, while Leora kept watch for obstacles. But Apollo couldn't resist looking at his reflection in the water below. His shimmering feathers looked so beautiful. Feeling proud, he began singing softly to himself. Leora noticed right away. "Apollo, please stop singing. This isn't the time for distractions." But Apollo ignored his friend's warning and sang louder, tilting his head towards his reflection. Suddenly, without any warning, a huge river anaconda leapt out of the water. Its long body shot through the air like a whip, its jaws wide open as it lunged straight for Apollo. Apollo froze in fear as the snake came closer and closer. But just before it could reach him, Bramble roared with all his might and leapt into action. With his powerful paws, he caught the snake mid-air, just inches away from Apollo's neck. The anaconda coiled around Bramble's arm, trying to squeeze him tight. But Bramble was strong and brave. With a mighty growl, he swung the snake high into the air and hurled it away into the river. The snake disappeared beneath the surface of the water. The raft wobbled dangerously, but steadied as Bramble caught his breath. Apollo trembled with fear and shame. He looked at his friends with tears in his eyes. "I'm so sorry. I didn't listen to you, Liora. I let my pride distract me." Bramble placed a gentle paw on his shoulder. "You're safe now. That's what matters." Liora nodded but spoke firmly. We're glad you're okay, Apollo. But remember, when we work together and listen to each other, we can overcome anything. Finally, they reached the far shore of the river, just as the flames consumed their old home behind them. On the other side of the river, they found a beautiful new forest filled with tall trees, colorful flowers, and plenty of food. Liora made her home in a cozy den near a sparkling stream. Bramble settled in a cool cave on a hillside surrounded by berry bushes. And Apollo found a sunny clearing where he could sing happily without distraction. From that day on, Apollo promised never to let pride or distraction get in the way of their safety again. And so, Liora, Bramble, and Apollo lived happily ever after, stronger friends than ever before. The moral of the story is, listen to your friends when they give you good advice, and always stay focused when it matters most. The end. Thanks for watching! Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss a new tale.